Hello YouTube, this is You Can Do It Dave. In my next series of videos, I'm going to show you my steps in how I'm going to build a round 26-inch window for my hobbit home. The first thing you need to get is your glass. This is a 26-inch round thermal paned low E argon filled window. I just picked it up, and what I'm planning to do with it is build the frame for it, and in between the glass and the frame put this gasket, because you cannot compress the glass. Okay, if you squeeze the glass, you're going to crack it. So the idea is you install this around the glass, and that will give you a little bit of a squeeze before you actually start putting pressure on the glass. Okay, that's the idea anyways. Now I can get thicker, I can go thicker with the gasket, wider. You just pick this up at the local hardware store. Once you have the size of your window figured out, you can go ahead and start working on the frame. I'm going to find the center point here. And I'm going to find the center point here. Now I need to find the corner points of the board. This board has been a little beat up, so I'm going to have to wing it a little bit. That should be the corner. Once you get those marked, you can go ahead and draw lines to find the center of the board. Once you get all your guidelines drawn in, you can drill a hole in the center of the board and insert a steel pin. Okay, I use a piece of steel flat bar with the measurements drawn on it. Okay, so there's the starting point. Now the actual size of the glass is 26 inches, which is right there. So we'll draw the glass. Okay, then the windowsill, or the overlap, will be another ½ inch, which is 25 inches. So we'll draw another circle there. Okay, and I want the window sash to be 1.5 inches wide. So I added 1.5 inches to those measurements. Okay, so there is my round window sash. This is just to hold the glass. Now that I have my circle lines drawn, I have to decide on what size of wood I'm going to use to make the frame. Now, just as a rough example here, if you go too wide, and you mark it here and here, you have a lot of wastage. You're going to waste a lot of wood, a lot of money doing that. If you go too small, then it's not going to work either. Okay? So now before I start marking the wood, I want a little bit of a leeway so that I don't cut into the frame, the actual window frame. So I added another 1/2 inch mark to the circle, and I'm going to add that to the board. Okay, so that will be my safety margin. So now that I have my safety margin line drawn, I can go ahead and take my wood and line it up with those lines. Okay, so first you line that one up, and then you line this one up. Okay, so right there and right there. Okay. Once you get that done, you can take a straight edge and arc it. Just like that. And that will be one piece of the window frame. Now that I've got an idea of where to mark my boards, I can cut the boards that I'm going to need to make this window. And the way I'm going to join them together is with a finger jointing router bit. Okay, and you can make it nice and wide, or you can remove the fingers and make it for a nice thin board. So that is going to finger joint the boards together. Now, since this is my first window, I believe I'm going to have to add maybe a 1/4 inch or a 1/2 inch to each end of the board to accept the fingers, but I'm going to give it a try first and see how it works. So in my next video, I will be cutting the boards, finger joint routering them together, and gluing them. And we'll take it one step at a time and build a round window for my hobbit home. This is You Can Do It Dave, and I'll see you next time.